They were born 4 minutes apart. Same mother, same father, same house, same table, same last name, the same first day of school, the same childhood illnesses, the same family holidays, the same grandparents who could never tell them apart and laughed about it every Christmas. And yet, lowers tension. One of them was loved differently. Quiet emphasis, almost a whisper. Not cruelly differently. Not obviously differently. Not in a way anyone outside the family would notice. But in every way a child feels without knowing how to explain, in the quality of attention, in the warmth of a glance, in the subtle shift of a parent's face when one child enters a room versus the other. One twin was chosen, and the other felt it for their entire childhood, and never once said it out loud, because there were no words for it. Not at that age, not for that kind of experience. Today, we're talking about the twin wound. In dark psychology, it's considered the most extreme form of the comparison wound in a family because it removes every external explanation. Same genes, same environment, same parents, same everything. And still, one was chosen. That sameness is what makes it devastating. Because the child who wasn't chosen can't say, maybe I was treated differently because I was different. They weren't different. They were identical, and they were still not chosen. Their names are Camille and Lucie, identical twins raised in Lyon. Their parents still say, confidently, that they loved both girls equally. Their mother says she never had a favorite. Their father says the same, and they believe it completely because they never examined it. Camille is 36. Lucie is 36, 4 minutes younger. Lucie has spent the last 4 years in therapy working through something she couldn't name until she was 32. That was the first time someone gave it language. Lucie was the one who wasn't chosen. Quiet drop. And she's careful about what that means. Protective, precise. Her parents weren't abusive. They didn't neglect her. They didn't withhold care. They showed up. They said, I love you. And they meant it. What they did, without knowing, without intention, was orient slightly more toward Camille. In the almost invisible ways parents lean toward the child who feels easier, the one who reflects them more naturally, the one who doesn't require them to stretch beyond their emotional comfort. Camille was expressive, social, open, easy to respond to. Lucie was quieter, more internal, more complex in how she felt things. She needed a slower kind of attention, a more patient kind. And that wasn't something her parents were naturally able to give. So without cruelty, without awareness, without ever deciding to, they gave more to the child who required less effort to receive. And over years, that small difference became something enormous. Dark psychology has studied twin dynamics closely, and what it consistently finds is this. Lean in. When twins experience even slight differences in treatment, differences so small no one else notices, it creates a wound that is fundamentally different from any other sibling dynamic. Because the twin is a mirror, and the mirror gets chosen before you. The unchosen twin doesn't just lose approval, they lose the ability to explain it. Controlled. A non-twin sibling can create a story. I was the difficult one. I came at the wrong time. I needed too much. That story hurts, but it gives structure. It gives reason. The unchosen twin has no such story. The comparison is too exact, too constant. They look at someone made of the same blueprint and still can't find the reason. So what's left is a question. One of the most damaging questions a child can carry. Not because of what it asks, but because of what it assumes. The question is, what is wrong with me? Very soft. Lucie remembers something small. She was 9. She and Camille both drew pictures at school. Same assignment, same time. They brought them home together. Their mother looked at Camille's first, She reacted immediately, warmly, enthusiastically. Then she looked at Lucy's, and she said, "Lovely too. Replicate tone, light, soft. 2 words. 2 words. Lucy is 36. She still remembers them, not with anger. That came and went in therapy, but with clarity. Because it wasn't that moment. It was the pattern. The excitement and the lovely too. The center of the fridge and the edge. The story told and the one politely heard. Each moment by itself, invisible. Together, defining. Camille's experience of childhood was completely different, and that matters. She wasn't responsible for it. She didn't create it. She didn't even see it. Not until Lucy told her at 32. And when she did, Camille went quiet. Then she said, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know." Genuine soft remorse. Because the chosen twin carries something too. It's quieter, less visible, but real. They often become responsible for holding the family's image together, expected to succeed, to reflect well, to not disrupt. They're loved more openly, but they're also less free to fail. Camille said that when she understood Lucy's experience, she felt 2 things. Slow, grief for her sister, deep, retroactive grief, and something else. Relief that it hadn't been her, and then immediate guilt for feeling that. Dark psychology identifies 5 long-term effects of the twin wound. First, identity fracture. Second, the absence of a usable story. Third, distorted intimacy. Fourth, the complicated relationship with the twin. Fifth, invisibility. Clear, structured, slightly slower. No one sees it. No one names it, which makes it harder to heal. Lucy told her parents at 34. She chose a Sunday afternoon. She spoke carefully, clearly, without accusation. She explained what it had felt like, what it had cost her. She said she wasn't trying to hurt them. She just couldn't carry it alone anymore. Her mother restrained. Her mother cried. Her father stayed still. They didn't deny it. After a long silence, the kind that changes things, they said, "We didn't know. We're sorry. Tell us more." That moment didn't heal her. The healing had already begun. What it gave her was something else. It ended a specific kind of loneliness, soft impact, the loneliness of holding something true that no one else had acknowledged. The twin wound can exist without intention. It can exist inside real love. It can exist without cruelty, because it doesn't require intention. It requires accumulation. What matters isn't guilt. What matters is something harder. The willingness to listen, to not defend, to not minimize, to sit in discomfort and say, "Tell me more." Lucy is 36 now. She and Camille talk every week. Their relationship is different, more honest, more intentional, hopeful. They're still twins, but now they are 2 separate people. Lucy said something that stayed with me. She said, "Lower. I spent 25 years asking what was wrong with me. The answer was nothing. Nothing was wrong with you. You just needed a kind of attention your parents couldn't give. You were loved, but not in the way you needed. And a child cannot live on love that doesn't reach them." Tell me something. Have you ever been compared to someone in a way that stayed with you? Have you ever felt slightly less chosen without anyone saying it? Have you ever carried a question about your worth that started in childhood, where someone else got the reaction and you got the lovely too? Tell me in the comments. Because this wound is more common than people admit, and most people carry it quietly. Subscribe for the next story. Next week, she discovered her mother had been lying to her about her father for 40 years, and what that does to a person stays with you. I'll see you there.